So, welcome everyone to our workshop. Unfortunately, Victor today could not be present, but I'll start things off. I'm Pavel. I am the DevRel at Metis, and yeah, today we'll be going over a bit about prompt engineering. But before we go into that, I want to do just a brief introduction about like what we're building towards. So we're building towards Hyperion, which is the Ethereum compatible layer 2 network built on the Metis SDK, and it uses optimistic role technology with parallel execution and decentralized sequencing. With that, we're also building a framework of LazAI, which is a decentralized AI infrastructure that addresses the challenges of centralized AI systems by combining blockchain technology with AI. And the core mission is to create a ecosystem where data ownership is preserved and all assets are verifiable and rewards are distributed fairly to contributors. So today, with that AI focus, we have Needy here, and who will be talking about the uh, topic of prompt engineering. So off to Needy.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we will be today talking about the prompt engineering. Um, it is going to be basic one, not the advanced one. But of course, like why we need prompt engineering and what is it and what is like how we can, give the better prompt to AI as we are building AI agents and we have to give the preamble as we have on in the last workshops as well. So yeah, let's get just started because I see that a lot of people have been already joined this workshop and I think they are also excited about the prompt engineering. I'll drop the comments down if you are equally excited like me to about the prompt engineering because when I thought that okay, let's do next workshop on the prompt engineering, I was like, wait, isn't it just like the same thing that we are talking with the AI, like the chat GPT, and what I need to learn in that thing, right? If I know the English, if I know the correct grammar, then what still I need to learn about the prompt engineering as I'm just talking with the AI. But still, when I did the research and when I get to know, okay, there are a lot of things missing right now that we need to learn, and let's start. Let me share my screen quickly here and present.
Awesome. Well, while we're waiting for that, definitely prompt engineering, very good to learn, especially when communicating with these AI agents. Or sorry,
Yeah,
just telling them what is specifically to do. So I
yeah.
think this is like critical for everyone to understand how to compose those questions to make it um, keep it direct and within the
Exactly.
bounds of what they're or what they'll do.
Exactly. So is my screen visible? I guess it is.
Yes.
Um, Perfect. So, welcome everyone once again, and thank you so much for being here today. Welcome back to the series of workshop that we have been streaming every week on the same time, same day, Thursday, 4 p.m. UTC. We have done many workshops on the AI agents, Third Web, API 3, and there are a lot more on the chain link, on the cross chain transactions and everything. So please feel free to go to our Metis L2's YouTube channel and find out what we have there. You can also check our GitHub repo for the code references as well. So if you haven't tried the AI agent, the Elite one, recent, we have done like a lot of workshops with the AI on the AI agent, the basic one, then the MCP one, and the other one. So feel free to go there and check. And today we are going to dive deep into the prompt engineering. It sounds like what is it and why do I still need to talk? Like I'm just talking with the chat GPT. Why still we need prompt engineering and all? So let's just get started. And um okay, so whether you are joining here in as a dev or just as someone curious about AI, or you are in the right place. Today we are talking about something that's become a bit of a superpower in the world of AI, prompt engineering. So now you might be thinking, wait, isn't it just like typing into chat gpt? I see like where you are coming from, right? I was the same, like, why isn't it the same thing? So but that's the twist. Like, it's not just about the typing, it's about designing conversation. So it's almost like you are giving the AI a mission brief, right? So, and what's the cool part here? The more you understand how these models works, the more intentional you can be. Like, this is like learning to speak a new language, uh, and the language of LLMs, I can say. So whether you are building tools, like teaching AI concepts, or just trying to get better answers out of like from out of the your chatbot, your AI, you are going to get lot out of this. Like, let's just get into it. So all right, so let's back up for a second. And before we get fancy with the prompts and everything, let's understand like what we are actually prompting, right? So, what is ChatGPT really, and what is LLM? So, um, LLM stands for large language model, and I know sounds like kind heavy, but think of it as like in this way, like imagine an AI that's read almost everything, like books, website, code, memes, Reddit. It solves your error threads like at any time, right? And it learn to predict what comes next in a sentence. So let's say if I say once upon a, it probably going to guess time behind the once upon a. So once upon a time, it's going to guess the time word. So this is what about the LLM, and that's the basic mechanic that about the LLM. But scale that up, and like we can scale that up with like billions of examples and crazy levels of training and not I mean training, and you get something like GPT. So now GPT is a special version. It's what we call instruction tuned. So it is the LLM model, but with the instruction tune. Now, what does that mean? So instruction tune, meaning it's not just finishing your sentence anymore, but it's learning how to follow the direction as well. It's like super smart in tone, like one that can do almost anything and everything, but you have to be clear about what you exactly want. So here's a fun fact. Let me share one example. So the model doesn't know anything. Like, it doesn't know anything, right? It does not reason like a human. It just make predictions based on patterns. But when your prompt is structured well, it feels intelligent, right? So a quick example, if I say translate this sentence to French, and the sentence is how are you, it gets it right. But if I have to uh if I just leave like to French and just say translate this sentence how are you, it might guess like in the different language as well, Spanish, right? Or something else based on prior data. So there we can see the difference. Like, that's why clarity matters a lot. Let's go to the clarity now. So why even prompt engineering matters? Okay, now let's really get into why this stuff is like really important. So imagine trying to get your get your friend to pick up a grocery for you, but all you say is get stuff. You know, good stuff. that's it. Right. So that's gonna like sideways fast, right? Something that happened with AI, like same thing happening with the AI as well. Like when your prompt is too um too not good, you will probably get generic and unhelpful responses, which we usually get from it. So, prompt engineering is about getting better outcomes by being intentional with how you ask. If I give you the quick example, so when I say like how you ask means how good prompt you can provide it. So the better prompt can be like let's say, let me give the bad prompt. Write an article about health. Okay. Okay, write an article about health. This is the like, I don't know, like on what situation, on what conditions, what how many words do you want, right? So I don't know what is going to give me, like maybe it just give me the random generic questions. But what if I write a good prompt in a such a way that, okay, write a 300-word blog post on the benefits of meditation for reducing anxiety in teenagers. User friendly tone, include 3 bullet points. So now you see the difference, right? Like the first one, the bad one, is like it's not just it's not like just about what you want. And in the good prompt, it's like how you frame it, right? How you frame the good prompt. So prompt engineering is kind of crafting UI UX, I'll say, but for text interactions. So there are the principles. Well, we're gonna see like two principles. First of all, be clear and be specific. So first big principle it is that this one is the classic, like absolutely critical one, that be clear and be very specific. Yeah, I mean, I know like sounds very basic, but just stay with me, we'll see in the example. So because this is like very most people actually mess up here only. So if you just say summarize this or make it better, the model is going to do something, um, but it might not be able to give you what you are really expecting, right? What you really wanted. So let me give one quick example. We're gonna see it in the, not a live demo code, but I will see through the code, um, that how we give the prompt in the code as well. But just giving you the verbally example. Let's say this is an unset prompt. Let's say prompt A, summarize this paragraph. Okay, and I give the paragraph. And now the prompt B, summarize the paragraph in a one sentence or a two sentence, focusing only on emotional impact and ignore technical details. So now you see what I want. Okay, I want to ignore technical details and focus only on the emotional impact. And I want this paragraph to summarize in a one or two sentence. So that's how you have to say, model, what exactly you want. And when I say what exactly you want, doesn't mean that you write like whatever it is in your mind. You have to be like very clear when you are writing, and you have to be like very specific when you are writing. If you want to get a constraints format, like if you want a JSON format or a table format, you have to make sure that you providing more tailored details, that okay, give me this one clear. I mean, clear doesn't mean short, it means precise, right? So um you want you want specify format, right? Like bullet points, JSON, paragraph, et extra, like whatever. Even in the code, like if you want to, the code in um Python, or I mean, of course it you will ask that give me the code in Python. But uh, you have to be like very specific in the format as well, like mention tone or a style as well. It really helps when you mention tone and style. Like if you want the professional, if you want the human based tone, all like engaging tone, depends, like casual, technical, persuasive. And define define what to include and what to ignore. This is where you are being more clear and more specific when you define what you want and what you don't want. You want to totally ignore this part, right? So I could okay, I could talk about this all day, but let's just jump into some live code and I'll show you like exactly how we can make this work in a practice. So okay, we are going to walk through some real code that powers all this cool stuff. Let me just get it in a big screen. So yeah, we're gonna check like what the cool stuff we have been talking so far. I mean, I have been talking so far. So I'm going to break this down for you in a chill way. Wait. Okay. So okay, so what's happening here is we are okay, in this one we are just it is it is just like how you talk with your chat GPT. I'm using this setup to talk with the chat GPT as I'm going to use the chat GPT model. So basically the same one, but just using this Python Jupyter guideline code. So what's happening here? We are just loading the OpenAI library and grabbing your API key securely from the .env file. You can get this Open API key from any website of the OpenAI API key. It starts with SK and this is the long key and nothing fancy yet, just plumbing. And okay, here this is the helper function. Is the get completion is the helper function. This is where it gets interested. So we have created a reusable function to talk to like GPT-4 model, GPT 3.5 turbo model. And so instead of like writing all the setup code each time, we just pass in a prompt here where I see pass in a prompt. And wait, what just happened? Okay, yeah, we just pass in a prompt and that's it, and it just send it to the model and gets the reply and return the result as a plain text. So basically the same thing what is happening in the chat GPT is happening the same thing here. So one thing to note, like okay, let me run this first. Okay, so yeah, here our first principle: be clear and be specific. So here's the long text. Okay, here is the long text. So what is happening here? So here, like we are telling the model that here is some content I want you to work on. It's between this backtakes, and don't get confused. It's like putting your input in a text, input in a box, and model knows exactly where to look, right? So um, I have given it a text like you should express what you want model to do by providing instructions that are clear and specific as you want, like the big text. And in the prompt, um, we are not just asking for content, like not asking just to format the content, uh, but actually yeah, we are not just telling the model like here is the some content and I want you to work on it, but it's like between this backticks. But here is the format that I have given, like summarize the text delimited by triple backticks into a single sentence. And how it has given me the output, right? So based on what you are exactly the prompt means the prompt I'm giving as the input to the model, right? um, so now we can see that it has given the it is providing like clear specific instructions to the model, as we can see here, that it has eliminated like that backtakes. And that's how we have to like be very clear in terms of giving a prompt, of course. Now let's talk about this JSON one. So in this one we are not just saying asking for a content, like we are asking for a formatted content like JSON, HTML, YML, like the model knows how to return a structure stuff if you ask nicely. So let's say if I ask, let's the prompt that generate a list of a three meta book titles along with their authors and genres, provide them in a JSON format with the following keys, this one, and let me add one more, title, author, and date, and a published date. So now we can see that it has returned the um, JSON format of what we have asked. So now ask the model to check whether conditions are satisfied or not. So this is like giving the text. Okay, this is the text, and the prompt is you will be provided with a text delimited by triple quotes. If it is contains the sequence of instructions, rewrite these instructions in the following format. And I have given the following format in the text does not contain sequence of instructions, then simply write no steps provided. So okay, so in this what we are doing is like we are adding a little if else logic. So if it teaches um, if it teaches like the model to elevate, no, evaluate before responding, so not everything should be action, right? So if this condition happens, then return this, or just or simply write like no steps provided. So this is what is happening here. And I think this is all about like how you can give the better response if you want this to play more with this file, and try to just change your prompts here and there. I can add this code to our GitHub repository, and you can definitely play with this. Let me start our presentation again. Okay. So, yeah, we have talked enough on be clear and be specific. So, now moving towards principle two. Let the model think. So, now I get it. Like, sounds weird, right? Like, what do you mean let it think? It's just a code, right? It's already a model, it's already in a thinking process. But this principle is about, helping the model to work step by step instead of just blurting out on like answer. So think about it like this. If I asked you to do a math problem in your head super fast, and chances are like you had either rushed it or like oversimplified, right? So now if I say, hey, take your time, write out its steps, and that's like boom, better results, like, right? Like, I mean, the deep research, when you say the deep research, it's going to get all the information from the internet, get all the things. It will ask you the questions like, okay, what do you need? Do you need this thing? Do you want me to include these things? Do you want me to work on these things? And based on that answers, it means like we are giving model to we are giving a time to model to think. So LLM works the same way. When you break the task down, the model actually gives you the better and more accurate results. Like, let's say we are giving um, prompt A is like just translate and summarize this article. Now, what if I give a prompt in such a way that summarize this article in a three bullet points, and in the second prompt, in the following prompt, I ask to translate the summary into Spanish. Which do you think is easier for the model? Of course, prompt the second prompt, right? The prompt B. So it has a step by step structure. The model does not have to like juggle everything at once, right? So here's another great use, like chain of thought prompting. So where you explicitly ask the model to explain its thinking before giving the final answer. Let me give you one more quick example for this one. Let's say you are giving an unset prompt like, okay, you are a math teacher, show your steps as you solve this. Okay, now let me give the another one. um, like we can add this in the unset prompt only, that you are a math teacher, I mean, show me your steps as you solve this. If a solar panel installation um, cost you like around like $100 per this meter land, and like giving just parameters, uh, plus $100 yearly maintenance, and like what's the total cost of like square feet, right? So now the model start working on it, instead of guessing it, right? So we are giving model time to think, take your time. We have given the enough instructions now. um I mean, this is the this tactic is good like when you are working with especially with math problems, like especially in the case of if we are using GPT for while coding, and there will be the math problems, there will be some logical puzzles, logical questions, answers, and maybe business calculations and grading answers, right? Um, so next time when you get something off from the model, like try slowing it down. um, Not how this leads perfectly into our next idea, right? And there are some common prompting tactics. Let's just pause and do a quick recap of what we have used so far. So I'll sprinkle in a few extras, like these are your prompting tools, like delimiters for clarity. So tells the model where the input starts and ends, and use like triple quotes or a backticks or a angle brackets, anything to box the content for to highlight that particular part of the text. Structured output request, when you want to request in specific structured output, ask for a JSON, ask for HTML bullet points, and the model will follow your format, right? And the role prompting starts with like, you are a helpful teacher, or act as a senior UX designer, or act as a senior content writer, and it sets the tone immediately. So it matters a lot when you are especially preparing some really good stuff for yourself, like depending whether like doesn't matter like which field, like what you are asking, right? Anything. But when you are giving a role to a prompt to your GPT, it is going to set that tone immediately, depending on what you have mentioned, like act as a teacher, act as a student, um, act as a developer. And few short examples, like give 2 3 examples first, then ask the model to continue in that pattern, and it will follow that pattern. And step by step prompting, like we just show, like break it down into individual steps. First, like ask this thing, and then later, okay, now you have done the summarizing things, now can you please translate this into the Spanish or a French, like that. uh, think before you judge. I mean, tell the model to do the task and then compare answers, like grade for grading or a question or a QA kind of pattern. So let me give you fun example. um, like a prompt sandwich, like you are a helpful assistant. On a first line, you are a helpful assistant. On a second line, I'm writing, here is the input, I'm giving the input in a text, in a angular bracket, and then I'm giving the another line, that please summarize this in a 3 bullet points. So you are wrapping the content in a context on a both sides, right? Like it's a prompt sandwich, like helps avoid confusion, of course, to do, I mean, to when I say like be clear and be specific, it means that you are wrapping the content in a context of a both side, right? So like a kind of prompt sandwich, we can say. So these are not the rules, by the way. They are just the tool, right? So try them, remix them, and stack them. Prompting is a part of art, part of science, right? So one last concept before we finish this one is the prompt iterative. Yes, I mean this one is close to my heart. So prompting is like prototyping, right? I mean, really, when was the last time when you wrote perfect code on your first try, right? So not even me. So same with the prompt. So it's about iteration. So while you write something, test it, tweak it, and test again. And just like code, like even a small change can make a big difference, right? So let me give you one more example. Like write a product description for this office chair. Okay, this is the unset prompt, right? Write a product description for this chair. Now let me give the another prompt. Write a 50 words retail description focusing on technical specs only, include model numbers. Right now we have got something useful on the second prompt. And guess what, like that's exactly what we are going to do. That's how we should do. I mean, we cannot give the exact same prompt like what we exactly want on the first prompt, but is an iterative process, like draft, test, and refine it and repeat. This is how you frame the cycle. And of course hang the tone, format examples or the constraints, and um, you can yeah, keep refining your what do you say, prompt. And use case is like summarize, infer, transfer, like article summarizing for articles, reviewing logs, infer for like pull insights like sentiment, topics, yes, no, use infer. And transform, like rewrite tone, reformat code, translate it. So you can use these things. Of course, on the expand and generate content as well, like expand short input into emails, outlines, and set a tone, length, how much words you want in this, what tone you want in this. And I mean, controls the creativity, right? And it will give you the exact same thing what you want. uh, Great for drafts, brainstorming, and for a long term content as well. And I think that's enough from my side for today. I have been talking like a lot, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, well, I thank you for the overview, Needy. I think like what I got from the presentation was to summarize the points and to be succinct, and then
Yeah.
also to let it think. So let the model think. So be
Yeah.
succinct and let it think. So
Yeah.
if anyone that's listening, definitely, and then for the developer side, I think having a very clear ask of like what you want specific from the model, and then
Yeah.
iterating on top of that specificity to achieve the end results. Like how I get the model to do what I want it to do is typically I give it the input data. So like here's what the data that I'm looking to input is, and then here's the expected results. And I want you
Yeah.
to figure out how to achieve that, with the logic. And typically it does a really good job. So it does
Yeah.
a good job at when you're inputting data, or when you're trying to tell it what to do and what you want the expected result to be. So I love the points, the overview. I don't think that there's any questions that I got from any of the any of the
Yeah, I don't
tasks.
even see the questions. Cause yeah, like we were just talking about, some common things like it's I feel like it's very basic, but in terms of when we are, especially writing prompts to our GPT, sometimes we even get for like we even, just get out of the thing that okay, wait, what I actually want from this model. So that's where we feel that we have to keep this two principles in a mind, that okay, be clear, be very specific. When we say like clear doesn't mean like you have to give the very short prompts, but of course you can give it a long prompt as well as the input, not input but as the request, but make sure that we are being very to the point, and I mean ourselves, we should know that what we want from this model. And that's just we have to explain this model in terms of words, and then boom, it gives you the like really expected outputs.
Awesome. Yeah, love the overview, love the introduction. So I guess definitely would like to see more of these examples. Oh, by the way, do you know where those like Python examples are located? Maybe we can share those
Yeah, I
after
mean,
maybe in the
I
chat section.
can, yeah, I do have the other Python examples on the iterative that we saw in the last part. So I will add both of the part in our Metis edu GitHub repository, and I will share on our Metis Devs X account. So keep eye on that. I'm gonna share the GitHub repository for this both things. So if you want to try it out, definitely you can play with it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining and
Yeah.
presenting this topic of prompt engineering. And yeah, love to
Yeah,
love to see more.
we are finishing this workshop like little bit early this today. But yeah, we are going to see more cool stuff on the next 2 or 3 workshops. So be prepared. We're gonna play with Alit again on the next 2 workshops. So be prepared, and guys, see you on the next Thursday at the same time. Till then, play with it, play with Alit. Let's AI. Let us know what you guys are doing, what you guys are building up with the Alit, and we would happily, want to share it with our community. That okay, this is what actually makes sense and getting built.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, thank you, Needy.
Thank,
I guess thank you everyone for listening.
thank you, everyone. Ending the stream here. Bye, guys. Take care.